morning, everyone. I'm Jennifer Craig Muller, the director of the University of Arizona and Banner Health All of Us Research Program. I want to thank you for joining us today to celebrate the National All of Us Research Program and our local successes. Over the years, many of you and your colleagues have covered updates about the program, and we thank you for your ongoing partnership. You have helped us build awareness with the community in support of our enrollment efforts, which is more than 50,000 participants. We are the top achieving program, which has not only caught the attention of the National Institutes of Health, but also Arizona's Governor Doug Ducey. As director of the program, I share this news with incredible gratitude for each of our team members who work diligently to make research accessible to our communities. To help me highlight these successes, I want to introduce you to Dr. Eric Ryman. Dr. Ryman is a renowned researcher with decades of experience. He is focused on creating a collaborative environment to help leverage the strengths of individual organizations to answer some of healthcare's toughest questions. He serves as the CEO of Banner Research, among other notable titles, and one of our original principal investigators here in Arizona. He is a leading force that helped bring the University of Arizona and Banner Health together as partners in this participation of All of Us. This program has been a leading example of what can be accomplished out of the academic affiliation. Dr. Ryman?
Thanks so much, Jennifer. I want to thank all of you for joining us today. We're extremely grateful to Governor Ducey for proclaiming March Arizonans in Health Research Month. The governor's proclamation recognizes, as Jennifer mentioned, the enrollment of 50,000 participants in the University of Arizona Banner Health All of Us Research Program, an important milestone in the history of this national research initiative. It honors the research participants in our program and it encourages Arizonans from diverse groups to participate in health research. In 2016, Congress authorized $1.5 billion to create the All of Us Research Program. This national initiative is intended to provide a shared resource of privacy-protected electronic health data, medical, physical, and lifestyle information, DNA, blood, urine, and saliva samples for more than 1 million research participants around the country in an effort to help transform health research. It will enroll an unprecedented number of participants from understudied ethnic, age, socioeconomic, geographic, and other groups that are woefully underrepresented in research studies and clinical trials to date. And it seeks to find research participants, treat them as study partners. We've gotten their input in study design, and the intent is to provide access to their own clinically relevant research information as we all continue to work on more helpful ways to provide that very information. The All of Us Research Program is the largest and most diverse research program of its kind. It capitalizes on groundbreaking developments in data science, including the use of privacy-protected electronic health record data, new genetics, omics, and other biomarker and analytic methods. It will provide an unprecedented chance to clarify the impact of these and other individual factors on the development, treatment, and prevention of numerous medical disorders, and do so in underrepresented and underserved groups. Among other things, it will provide an unprecedented resource of data and samples for the research community in ways that will complement traditional research studies and trials. It will clarify the extent to which a person's genetic and non-genetic factors influence their predisposition to medical disorders, affect their clinical course, influence their response to different treatments, including the extent to which they themselves will have particular benefits or side effects. It will help to clarify the impact of these and other factors on a range of issues that are really important to the fields, and it will help to clarify the generalizability of findings we have from those clinical trials and other studies to people from diverse backgrounds. It will help more generally in the effort to find the right treatments in the right dosages for the right people at the right time. It will take into account of a range of factors that could affect their outcomes in response to treatment, besides the medical condition itself. And it will take a more personalized and precise approach to healthcare to the next level. When you think of this kind of research, you might be familiar with what is happening in cancer treatment, where the treatments are now not just based on the type of cancer a person has, but also on a person's genetic background, their biomarker test results, and other individual factors. Think of the opportunity to advance that effort, to extend it to a wide range of other medical conditions. Think of the opportunity to extend this work to new discoveries about the factors involved in the development, treatment, and prevention of medical disorders, the discovery of targets at which to aim new treatments, and the opportunity to do this in a way that will help everyone, regardless of their background. When NIH created the All of Us research program, it selected the University of Arizona-Banner Health Research Program to be one of its first participating health provider organizations. Leaders from these organizations and other community organizations here in Arizona and also in Colorado came together to embrace the opportunity, capitalize in part on participants from an unusually large health system and participants from Arizona's Latinx and other underrepresented groups. We began enrolling research participants in 2018. We've adapted in remarkable ways while protecting subject and healthcare workers' safety during the pandemic. And from the beginning, we've sought to provide the largest and most diverse resource of research participants' data and samples in the country. We've helped to set the stage for researchers inside and outside our state to conduct groundbreaking studies and transform healthcare research. And we've capitalized on the emphasis that Arizona is known for when it comes to collaboration and research sharing, such that we have a greater impact by working together than any of us could have on our own. This month, as Jennifer mentioned, we became the first organization in the country to enroll 50,000 participants in our research program. And more than that, most of our participants are from ethnic, racial, age, geographic, and socioeconomic groups, and other groups that are traditionally underrepresented in research studies and therapeutic trials. More than 80% of our participants are from diverse backgrounds that have been underrepresented in health research, and more than 50% are from Arizona's Latinx community. Along with Monica Kraft, Francisco Moreno, and Andy Theodore, I'm one of the 4 leaders of the University of Arizona-Banner Health All of Us research program, but a very small part of an extraordinary team effort. I'm also a research participant in this program, which I consider to be a privilege. My colleagues and I could not be more grateful to our University of Arizona, Banner, and community leaders, our amazing director, Jennifer Craig Muller, and her incredible All of Us research program team, remarkable for their dedication and productivity. And most importantly, we are grateful for our cherished research participants. When I think of the All of Us research program, I think of the catchphrase from the Field of Dreams. If you build it, they will come. Right now, we're building an extraordinary resource of data and samples. We have a lot more work to do, but the best is yet to come. Soon, researchers inside and outside Arizona will come to capitalize on the extraordinary resource of data and samples we continue to establish together. You'll hear some examples already beginning May. We hope to help advance healthcare research in ways that will help some of our dreams come true. In a few minutes, we'll hear from Victor, the 50,000th person to be enrolled in our program. Whether research participants enroll in the All of Us research program, other research studies, or clinical trials, they are our heroes. They will have a profound impact on the coming revolution in healthcare. They will help to improve the way we care for our families, friends, and ourselves. And with the inclusion of participants from underrepresented groups, they will help to clarify the impact of new research discoveries on all of us. I want to thank all of our colleagues and collaborators who are involved in the All of Us research program. I want to thank our meeting organizers today, and I want to thank all of you for your interest and time. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ryman, for the context you've been able to provide us. I'm proud to mention that not only have we enrolled 50,000 participants, but like Dr. Ryman said, over 80% are from underrepresented groups. I'm excited to introduce you to Victor Avila, who is a newly enrolled All of Us participant and passionate about serving minority groups. He actually moved to Phoenix in 2011 for a new job, where he led the Bank of America LGBTQ+ employee resource group and found a passion in supporting important causes as a volunteer. Since that time, Victor has served a variety of roles, including board of directors for the Greater Phoenix Equality Chamber of Commerce, Maricopa County Sheriff's LGBTQ+ Advisory Board, and his current role as Director of Development for Aunt Rita's Foundation. He is with us today to share his story of why he participated in the All of Us research program.
Hi, everyone. I'm very excited to be here with you all today. I first learned about the All of Us research program through my work at Aunt Rita's Foundation. They reached out to learn more about the work that Aunt Rita's Foundation is doing. So in everything that we do at Aunt Rita's, we are dedicated to the elimination of and suffering from HIV/AIDS. So when I learned about what the All of Us research program is doing to help minority communities, underrepresented communities such as myself, who is a gay Latino, who is currently living with HIV, I thought it was very important for me to partake in this study because I felt I owed it to the people who came before me who didn't have this opportunity. Now, with so many advances in the medical field, with so many advances with HIV treatments, I think it's important for the medical experts to understand how aging with HIV or underrepresented communities who are in the LGBTQ+ community or Latino community or Black African-American communities, I think it's important for them to understand how our healthcare needs differ from our counterparts who perhaps are heterosexual or white counterparts. And so when medical care is not one size fits all, everyone has a unique way, everybody has a unique way of how our healthcare needs to be dealt with. Sorry guys, I get a little nervous public speaking. But so myself, I decided to join this research program because it's so important just to have this data available so that as I continue to age, there are advancements where my health will be improved, where I know that I can take control of my own destiny and my own health choices. What I'm very excited about is, and I'm still waiting on my DNA results, but I'm excited to learn, about what I may be predisposed to, because that's going to allow me to take control of my own health and what I need to do to make sure that I continue to lead a healthy life. Back in the 80s, HIV was a death sentence. It no longer is. I'm here in front of you all as a healthy individual who does the work and wants to continue helping others who may be afraid to talk about their own status or talk about, just different things that impact people who are currently living with the disease, but particularly people with different cultural backgrounds who perhaps can't talk about their being gay and are afraid to ask questions, the right questions, when they go seek medical assistance. And so I feel and I believe that with this program, medical experts will have a better understanding of what it is to deal with an individual such as myself and understand what healthcare needs I need. So that's why I'm participating. I'm excited to be here. And I think the work that the All of Us research program is doing is incredible. I'll continue to tell my friends, I'll continue to tell my colleagues, and encourage them all to partake in this. Thank you.
Thank you, Victor, for sharing the details of your story and why representation is important. Next, I'd like to introduce Dr. Jason Carnes. Dr. Carnes is an associate professor of the University of Arizona College of Pharmacy. He is also a co-investigator of the University of Arizona-Banner Health All of Us Science Corps. Dr. Carnes champions the use of the Researcher's Workbench, which is a powerful tool that is integrated into the program that allows researchers to access de-identified data as part of the registered research projects. More than 1,100 research projects are underway, contributing to health discoveries. And I'm excited for him to provide more details on how this has an impact not just on Arizona, but across the country.
So we're here to celebrate a momentous achievement of the University of Arizona and Banner Health. The All of Us program in Arizona, which was born out of the largest grant in Arizona history, has recruited 50,000 participants, outpacing all other All of Us sites. This includes California, which has recruited less than 40,000 participants to date, and the Southeastern United States sites, colorfully named Y'all of Us. And so the rich diversity of Arizona is well represented in the over 300,000 current participants in the program worldwide. The All of Us program is an unprecedented resource for health discovery. The consortium has collected electronic health records, clinical measurements, and biomedical samples, and combined it with participant-provided information through surveys, including personal and family health histories, lifestyle choices, and personal identity. Recently, the program has focused on producing genetic data on its participants as well. The availability of genetics data will be transformational, since in the past, many communities, including racial and ethnic minorities, those who live in rural areas, and LGBTQ+ people, have often been left out of biomedical research. As a result, we know less about the health of those groups and ways to provide them with the best care, resulting in less effective prevention and treatment strategies. This lack of diversity and representation has been especially evident in genomic studies, where historically more than 90% of participants come from European ancestry groups. This lack of diversity in genomics research has contributed to existing health disparities. The genomic data and the All of Us data set represents an unprecedented level of diversity that will enable new discoveries and combat the racial disparities in genetic medicine. So I've been asked to speak briefly about the science being conducted in the All of Us using the Researcher Workbench. So the Researcher Workbench is really the interface where researchers access the data. It's the first step in generating these new discoveries that will translate into patient care. Researchers are able to access the workbench through their institutions after completing training and agreeing to our rules for responsible data use. Already, less than 2 years after the launch of the Researcher Workbench, more than 1,500 scientists across the US have gained access, and over 1,100 studies are currently being conducted using de-identified data from All of Us participants. This includes diseases such as cancer, diabetes, COVID-19, cardiovascular disease, mental health, autoimmune disorders, and HIV. You can search for and review these projects individually through our Public Research Projects directory online. You can also search the data itself at databrowser.researchallofus.org. Using this data, researchers already were able to trace the origins of the COVID-19 virus to early January 2020 in areas outside of the known hotspots where the disease was thought to originate. Another national study has showed that underrepresented groups have a higher incidence of cardiovascular disease. Here at the U of A, researchers are actively pursuing topics such as obesity, high cholesterol, maternal health, and valley fever in the All of Us resource. Ultimately, the insights we produce will lead to better prediction of disease and treatment for such conditions. Yet another University of Arizona project looks to evaluate systemic racial inequities in healthcare and to describe how over 3,000 diseases are associated with different race and ethnicities. Using electronic health records, researchers determine whether each of the over 300,000 people have any of these 3,000 diseases of interest. Participant-reported race and ethnicity was used, as well as income and education level from these surveys. What we observed are extremely strong associations between many diseases and race and ethnicity. However, these associations go away when we account for education and income level. These results indicate that the reason we see increased disease in many communities has nothing to do with genetics, but has much more to do with racial disparities in education and income level common in the United States. With a resource like All of Us, which combines data from electronic health records, participant-reported surveys, and now powerful genetics data, we can begin to understand how racial disparities in disease have more to do with social circumstances than with genetics. Health is made up of more than just DNA we inherit or the care we receive. By bringing many different types of data together with environmental and lifestyle data at a scale and level of diversity not previously available, researchers can begin to see how all of these pieces of health fit together and better understand and address health inequities. When diverse populations are included, we all benefit, especially in genetics. The vast majority of genetic variation in the human population is found outside of people with European ancestry, allowing even more discoveries when we investigate the same questions in more diverse populations. For instance, a recently approved class of cholesterol-lowering drugs called PCSK9 inhibitors would not have been possible without genetic studies in African-American patients. As a pharmacist, I'm particularly interested in how genetics influences drug response. As part of that program, any participant will receive a report on how their drug therapy might be tailored specifically to their own genetic makeup. For instance, genetic variation strongly influences a person's response to a blood thinner called clopidogrel. This drug is often used after a heart attack to prevent further cardiac problems. And in almost a third of patients, genetic mutations in a drug metabolizing enzyme called CYP2C19 prevent them from benefiting from this drug and put them at potential risk of additional cardiac problems. If the participant wants, their whole genome is sequenced and data is released to them, including family ancestry, genomic traits, and their CYP2C19 genetic information. It's my hope that these genetic reports lead to more effective drug treatment, less side effects, and eventually save lives. We have played a major role in this national effort and its milestones, working to nurture relationships with diverse participants and throughout Arizona to ensure strong diversity in this data set. The successes of the University of Arizona and Banner Health in this program, both through recruitment and through discovery, have established Arizona as a leader in precision medicine nationally. Of course, this progress would not have been possible without the support of our All of Us participants here in Arizona, including geriatric millennials such as myself. To learn more about the All of Us Researcher Workbench or to register for access, go to researchallofus.org. To learn more about getting involved as a participant, please visit joinallofus.org. I want to thank Dr. Ryman and the rest of the All of Us leadership for their hard work in achieving this milestone before anyone else in the country. I also want to thank Mr. Avila and all of the All of Us participants in Arizona for making this possible. In the words of Audre Lorde, the American writer, feminist, and civil rights activist, it is not our differences that divide us. It is our inability to recognize, accept, and celebrate those differences. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Carnes, for the latest on these research discoveries. I'd like to bring Dr. Ryman back up here to join me and introduce Barry Warren. Barry is the Executive Director of the Governor's Office of Equal Opportunity and joining us today for a very special proclamation.
Good morning. It's an honor for me to be here today to represent our Governor, Doug Ducey, in joining in recognizing and celebrating the auspicious occasion of highlighting this program, All of Us research program. This program is in alignment with the governor's principle, which he has followed throughout his 8 years as governor. And that principle is opportunity for all, opportunity for all. As you heard from the previous speakers, is that the biomedical research is also focusing on and recognizing and researching the health of underserved communities and peoples in the state. So with the work of this, all of us, all Arizonans that benefit, all Americans and citizens around the world. So allow me to read the governor's message in the form of a proclamation in support of this effort. State of Arizona proclamation. Whereas medical research and innovations in health enhance the quality of life for Arizonans, and whereas many of the country's top health research facilities and research institutions reside in Arizona and produce cutting-edge research that is essential to saving lives. And whereas participation in medical research and representation from all communities in Arizona may lead to new discoveries and improved health for future generations of Arizonans. And whereas the state of Arizona is a leader in participation in the National Institutes of Health All of Us research program. And whereas this month, the University of Arizona-Banner Health All of Us research program honors the 50,000 participants across the state. And whereas there are more than 1,000 studies being conducted nationwide using data from All of Us research program, which could advance research in areas vital to the health of our citizens. And whereas we want to show our appreciation for the Arizona citizens who participate in health research and the scientists who are forwarding health research in the state. And whereas we want to encourage health research and innovation in Arizona. Now, therefore, I, Douglas A. Ducey, Governor of the state of Arizona, do hereby proclaim March 2022 as Arizonans in Health Research Month. I'm Douglas A. Ducey, Governor of the state of Arizona. Thank you. I would like to present this to Dr. Brennan and his team. Thank you. Okay.
So this concludes the remarks portion of our event. We have other members of the All of Us team here today, so we're going to take a quick photo. But all of our speakers